My name is Byron Kim. I'm a painter. For a long time I made abstract monochrome paintings. I make paintings that use modernism as a form and then try to infuse some other content. So people have called these conceptual paintings. Yeah, my Sunday paintings began in the winter of 2001. You know, they simultaneously became Sunday paintings because I have this interest in the amateur, and so I kind of needed at the time, I think I needed to have an outlet to make paintings that I was just doing because I wanted to do it, you know, for love. So the first one was on January 7th or 11th, 2001, and so on the painting at the bottom, at the time, I was writing just a few sentences about what's going on in my life or just what I was thinking. Mm-hmm. And so on that particular one, at the end, I think I wrote "Every Sunday?" or something like that, mm-hmm. Wondering whether I could actually do this. Because when I got the idea, it was fully formed, the notion that I would do it until I couldn't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. So that, you know, depending on how long I'm around or how long I'm thinking, that could be a lot of paintings. It's already been over 500. Recently, there's a group of them up in a gallery at a school in Ohio right now, and I tend not to read them when they're up. Somebody asked me, I gave a talk, and somebody asked the question about what they said, and I tend not to read them because sometimes the person actually asked this question: do you get embarrassed mm-hmm. when they're up and you're? I didn't quite understand what they meant because I don't read them, and then I realized, oh yeah, sometimes I say things that are really personal. Mm-hmm. So apparently one of the paintings said that I felt really sick and that Lisa, my wife, actually made the painting. So it's the only time that I didn't make the painting. Uh-huh. It's the only time that someone else made the painting, uh-huh. And I'm sure it's much better because she's a much better painter than I am. Yeah, I think that they're related to these photographs that I made that I called What I See, because in those photographs I simply take my point-and-shoot camera. I think that if I made one now, I might actually use my iPhone, and then I stitch. I shoot every last thing that I can see. So it's 360 degrees every direction. So that takes about 120 shots or so, depending on where I'm standing. And then I stitched them together in Photoshop and made a big print. And so the way in which that series of photographs relates to the Sunday paintings is that it's also, this depiction of my whole, depiction of my world, and then because in the photographs I have my feet and legs maybe, and in the Sunday paintings I have that little kind of journalistic writing. Mm-hmm. It's like this little insignificant person or life amidst all this, whatever it is, the universe, vastness. I remember making a lot of landscape paintings when I was starting to become an artist, and I feel very comfortable doing that because it's sort of what I did when I was a beginner. I don't think I think of them as landscapes. They are landscapes in a general sense. I think that I probably don't think of them that way because they fit in with this whole abstract monochromy, and so they can be something else too. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're clouds, and that kind of gets in the way. Then they become more like landscapes. But when they're strictly monochrome, when they're all gray or all blue or all dark, then they feel like something else. They feel like landscape moving into something really vast.